Hi everyone, this is Eunice Kang, and I am your official Usborne Consultant and book representative. And I am doing a book review on Usborne's Lift the Flap. My very first questions and answers: What is the moon? Um, I have a 3-year-old daughter and a 6-year-old, and they really learned a lot through this book on what is the moon. My daughter, she always points out the moon when it's during the day, and so I was really excited to get her this book, and I was not disappointed with the amount of information of nonfiction information in this book. So it kind of goes through the different shapes of the moon, and I like how it teaches that a full circle is called a full moon, a half circle is called a half moon, a banana shaped is called a crescent moon, and that a curved line is called the new moon. And I like how it explains that even though it shows different shapes, and it's not always a ball shape, that because of the shadow, you can only see a part of it. But to explain to my 3-year-old and my 6-year-old that it's always actually a full, ball shaped moon, right? Even though the shadow is cast on it. So, what's the moon made out of? Asks questions like a silly one is like, is it made out of cheese? All right. Well, it's made out of rock. And I really do appreciate that they show the moon in relation to the Earth and answering the question of what makes it shine. It's not because it's glowing from within, but it's because it's the light that shines upon the moon, right? And I had a hard in the beginning. It's hard to explain to your kids that it's actually the sun, right? If this is the sun, and it's if the moon is on if this is a sun actually based on this picture and the earth is in direct alignment with the moon, then that's where it casts the shadow on the moon, or the earth's shadow on the moon, and that's why you can only see a sliver of it, right? Depending on as we're orbit as the earth is tilting in our orbit around the sun. And so I really am able to use that picture to explain that. And it also talks about how if anyone has been to the moon, so you read it in this order. So first, the moon, it rocketed up to space, and then they zoomed to Earth. Um, there's a lot of flops on here. I'm not going to go through all of it, but I really like it how you can see. And on this one, it says you can see the Earth in the sky if you're at the moon. And of course, the United States was the first one to reach the moon. So I love our flag that's on there. And there's also one that talks about, I thought there was one about Neil Armstrong being the first man. Oh, here he is. Neil Armstrong was the first person on Earth. And the quote that he said is one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. And it also talks to you. And I love this for my daughter that she can see a reflection of herself. The character is a girl in this particular one. What she needs to do to prepare to be an astronaut and to go to the moon herself. So you need a plan. You need food and water. You need to be able to communicate, build a rocket, have a spacesuit to protect you, and then you can blast off into space. So I would give this a definite A plus. My daughter is 3 years old. She loves flipping through the flaps. My 6-year-old son also really enjoyed this book, and I asked him the other day, what's the moon? And he's like, a rock. So I love that. I'll get to use this for many, many years to come to explain again. One of my favorite things is the 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 page about how depending on the Earth's position in relation to the sun and the moon, that we see different. We see the moon shine because of the sun, and you don't see parts of the moon because of the Earth's shadow that's cast on it. And you can get this book in the official Usborne website on the link below.